Good morning everyone, it's Jim from JAGfx. It's Tuesday the 25th of October 2016 and perfect timing. I live next door to a construction site and they start hammering as soon as I start recording, so just bear with us on that one. I can't avoid it here in Da Nang in Vietnam. Anyway, so let's just go through the daily charts just to show you where I'm at and what I'm thinking on all the pairs I'm trading. It's been pretty quiet lately, so there's not that much happening. But we'll have a look and see how we're going. So as usual, we start off with the Aussie New Zealand. You can see I'm in a sell that's going nowhere. It's basically at break even and it's the MACD's heading down towards the zero levels, so not sure what's happening there. It's just not doing much at all. Let's go to the Aussie USD. I took a sell on this morning, and as I said in my Facebook post, I'm not ecstatic about it, but this upper blue trend line is held. My concern is this bottom trend line. We are against the moving averages, but they're all very flat and constant. Seems to be stuck in a bit of a range. And probably the reason I took this was because divergence. You can see the yellow line across the tops here on price. See how we've got a lower high than a higher high, whereas on the MACD Platinum it looks like we've got a higher high followed by a lower high, which does indicate the price is heading down. It's fairly range bound, so I'd like to see it break through this bottom trend line and start heading down. That'd be great, but I'll keep a close eye on that one. Euro Aussie, when the Aussie goes up, this one normally goes down, so we haven't got a buy signal as yet. I'll probably be reluctant to take it. I'll make a decision closer to the time. You can see the trend lines I've drawn. There was a good bottom which has definitely been broken, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. Euro Canadian. Not much is happening here at all. It's these two. It's bounced off this bottom trend line. If I got a blue dot on the QMP, I'd be tempted to take a buy here and start heading up. There is a bit of divergence. As you can see, this blue line here, it'd be the equivalent across here. I'll just draw it. So across there sort of thing. Blue line, yellow line. But there's nothing yet, so we'll just have to wait. Euro pound going nowhere. MACD's through the zero level. I closed the sell trades. Bouncing off these two trend lines at the moment, so we just, like a lot of the pound pairs, not sure what's happening with them. We just have to wait. Euro yen in a sell, closed half already, stops at break even. I closed half and I basically hit this yellow trend line down the bottom here. MACD's well and truly through the zero level. The stop, you can't see it. It's at the red line, which is break even. It'd be nice if the downtrend resumed. I think that trend line's going to hold for a while, and obviously waiting on some news. Getting close to the US elections, I believe, so markets might just be going sideways until either we've got a President Clinton or President Trump. Who knows? Euro. Still in two buy trades on my Pepperstone account here, and as you can see, price has fallen a long way away. So basically what I'm looking for eventually for this MACD to roll up, turn up. I'm going to go over there and grab that hammer in a minute and stick it somewhere. Wait for the euro to turn up and pick up another buy trade with a bigger position size and try and get out of this one. It's just a bit ugly for me at the moment. Pound yen, as I said, the pound pair is going nowhere. There was a buy signal as I spoke about last week, but it's just gone sideways since then. I'm not interested in buying just yet. Pound USD, I closed half my Pepperstone, stops on that red dotted line there, still in a sell on the Go Markets account, so I'm just going to if it rolls over down to the downside again, it'd be great, but I'm sure he's just hitting that thing just to annoy me, but that's what they do here. New Zealand went up, got stopped out at break even, and now it's rolling back down. Drawn this trend line here, and I've got this bottom trend line. There's the 73 level still up there. It looks like, to me, it's like the Aussie, it's sort of rolling over a bit, so it's just not a pretty chart at the moment. Swiss franc, USD Swiss franc, like the euros, broken up through that trend line. You remember the trade sort of opposite to the euro, so when the euro's going down, the Swiss franc goes up. And yeah, looking for it to roll over and get a sell, possibly. Canadian news out this morning. Caused a bit of grief on the lower time frames. Market went down and it's gone back up again. I'm seeing divergence there, possibly, the blue trend lines. But I really need the MACD to roll over again. So I tell you, it's been a tough pair to trade, and I've said it for a couple of weeks now. It looks like it's going to break through this upper yellow trend line. So yeah, just wait and see as usual. Japanese yen, USD Japanese yen in a sell trade still. Both accounts not looking that flash. If it breaks this high, this blue trend line I've drawn, and stays above that, then yeah, it's going to head up towards my stop there. I don't like that at all. Should be rolling over. Should be. I wish it was. Alright, what else we got here? Aussie Swiss franc. Doing nothing. It's broken through this upper trend line nicely. Probably extend that one a bit. I'll just tighten these charts up a bit, just to give you a look at the bigger picture. Yeah, it's broken through there. Might bounce off this and keep on going up. Hard to tell. It's not a pretty chart. Aussie Canadian. Now I called this last week and said it was a high and I wasn't going to take it, and it did the right thing by me and dropped away from that high, that blue line I've drawn there, but now it's having another go at it. Yeah, look, I still don't think it's a buy. That yellow line's parity, the 1.000 level, but I'm not thinking this is a buy yet. It just doesn't look right. And even on the charts here, we've got a high here, and there's going to be a new high here, and the MACD doesn't. So basically what I'm saying is divergence again. So I'm not convinced it's a buy. Canadian Swiss franc in a sell, getting a little bit of profit, not much, bouncing between these two yellow trend lines at the moment. And Mr. Hammer Boy's found his hammer again. And yeah, so just wait and see. Canadian Japanese yen in a sell. I've moved my stop. My stops. Look, it's not much risk on the table. It's still rolling over nicely to MACD, but the price, I'm in a small profit here, but it's just not going anywhere quickly. So just patience required here. CHF, Swiss franc, Japanese yen. Another sell, down a few pips here. My concern is MACD is getting close to the zero level here. It actually looks like it might flatten out and bounce off it, which would be probably help me a little bit, but I might just get out of this trade next couple of days if it doesn't. If this blue trend line holds, yeah, I'm looking for it to roll over and head down towards that bottom trend line. That'd be the ideal for me. It's not a big moving pair, so I'll just wait and see. Euro Swiss franc. Probably regret not taking that trade. There's a sell trade there, but it was close to the MACD zero level. Didn't take it, so just got to wait now. Euro NZ. MACD's very close to presenting a blue dot. I've already closed half on my short. I've moved my stop down. It was at break even. Now I moved it down this morning down to this level here. Don't even know what the bloke's hammering. Just something, just for, must be watching me. Pound Aussie. There was a buy signal there. I didn't take it. As with the pounds, we'll just wait and see what happens. Pound Canadian, I did take a small buy, just testing the waters. As you can see here, half a position only, half position size only. and it's been up about 150 pips or something. Doesn't look like much on the chart, but it's a fair move at this pair, and because of all the huge moves on the pound lately, all these small candles just look tiny, but they're quite large really. So I'm just watching this closely. If it keeps on heading up slowly, that'd do me fine, but I'm not getting too excited about it. Pound Swiss going sideways. There was a buy signal. I just don't want to risk anything on these pound trades yet. Pound New Zealand, same. Again, another buy signal, but going nowhere. New Zealand, Japanese yen. Trade between these two blue trend lines, like a lot of pairs are. So nothing much happening there. If a sell signal was to present, I'd probably take it though. Yeah, it's just a nothing trade at the moment. Aussie, Japanese yen, very ugly chart because of the colours. In sells here, 2 in pepper, 1 in the Go markets account. Not doing very well by looks. Needs to drop down only about 30 or 40 pips to get my pepper account out of strife, but yeah, it's just not looking pretty. That's about it for the daily charts, guys. I'll just flick over and I'll just quickly show you. I'm looking at going to, there's a pair. Looking at going to 12-hour charts. Now this is gold. Look, I'm not sure. Instead of trading the daily, I trade the 12-hour charts using the period converter. And as I said in my last video, the one about the MT4 tips and tricks, period converter is a great tool, but it's got its drawbacks. Like for example, if you close down the platform, the script disappears. I'm going to actually look see if there's a custom indicator that does it instead of a script. It just gives you more control over it. But I've been doing what I do best, and that's just going back over historical charts with the 12-hour setup using the same template, and I'm liking it. I'm liking what I'm seeing. You know, there's some great trends there, some great moves signal wise, and even if you do get stopped out, just using trend lines for re-entries, and also having a looking for lots of divergence seems to present itself a fair bit on this time frame. So it's an option I'm considering, and I might just test, stick my toe in the water and just pick 1 or 2 pairs and just trade small and drop them from the daily and just replace them with the 12-hour. That's just something I'm looking at. Other than that, there's really not much else to say. Trading's fairly quiet. I think it's because of the US elections coming up. I'm not from the United States, so my opinion doesn't really count for much, but it's interesting days ahead, and I'm sure people in the US must be wondering what's going on, what's the future's going to bring, but I'm sure it'll all work out for you. Anyway, thanks guys, and again, thanks for being a member of the Facebook group, and also if you did buy the books, much appreciated, and also the YouTube channel. Thanks for being a member there also. Good luck with your trading. If you've got any questions or want to just chat FX, whether it be my systems or your own, feel free to send me an email or drop something on the Facebook page. All welcome. All right, talk to you later guys. Cheers.